Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. You know what? It's been a long time since we've made a mesh wreath, so let's make one tonight. And guess what? You can get all of these products online. I'll leave the links to where you can find them below. But this is going to be a different kind of a wreath because we are going to use a new curl technique. Kind of a way that we're going to place it. It just goes really well together. So let's make something beautiful together. Okay, so let's get started, and we're going to start by cutting our mesh. We're going to use two different meshes, and both of these meshes are available online. I will be leaving links. Mostly the Wreath Shop will have it, but I'll check and see if Trendy Tree has it too. Now, I just showed you two pictures up in the screen. The first picture was of the mesh holder that I'm using. The second picture was the wood burner holder that I use. And the third picture, the one you see now, is my wood burner. So if you want to get any of those products, they will all be linked down below. I really do love my collapsible mesh roller. And we cut all of these pieces of mesh at 16 inches, okay? So you're going to get your mesh ready, and we're going to roll each side. All right, now this is going to be a little bit different, okay? So now we're going to gather it, and you're going to pick it up. Normally you would put it on the wreath that way, but what I want you to do is I want you to fold it in half, like so. And I want the curl side showing, and on the second bar in, we're going to attach these curls, okay? So we are using this like glass pane mesh, and we're going to be using a peach mesh. Now, peach is the color of the year, right? So that's why I wanted to use this. I don't have a specific sign, but you could get a sign if you want to do this, but I just loved the colors together. So again, you're going to curl it and then fold it in half. And this is the new technique that I was talking about when you first clicked on the link to watch today. What this is going to do, it's going to give our wreath a border, and the curls are going to be facing the right direction. So instead of them all facing up, these first sets of mesh are all going to be facing towards the outside. So when you see this all done and it's together, you're going to see how it really comes together. So what we're doing is we are just alternating colors. If you wanted to use 3 colors, if you already have some mesh on hand, this is all poly burlap. It's one of my favorites. Could you use this with deco mesh? Absolutely. But remember, 16 inches. So I cut both rolls of this particular mesh at 16 inches, and I'm using a Dollar Tree wreath form. You could use a 16-inch wreath form if you would like, but this is what I had on hand, so I thought I would use this one. So once you get the outside of your wreath done, we are going to focus on the inside. So we are going to take pipe cleaners. You could really do pipe cleaners or zip ties. It's really up to you. At this point in the game here, I thought maybe I was going to add some ribbon, but then once I put this wreath together, I really didn't want to add all that ribbon. So what we're going to do is use the pipe cleaners or a zip tie. Either one will be fine. And you're going to just twist that, and we are going to put these going to the side. Which way would you call that? I'm going to go with the grain of the wreath here, okay? So we kind of twist it the right direction. Once you keep adding more of these, and again, we're going to alternative colors. I know I can't talk today, but you know, words can be hard. So they will really fill in the spots where we have connected our other curls on the outside of the wreath. So just keep going with this, guys. So I'm just going to do peach, yellow, and then after we're done with this section, I'm going to show you how we can use some of the mesh, because we will have some mesh left over. So I just think this is going to be so pretty. It really was easy to do, and I really love the simplicity of it. So keep going with this method, and we'll show you what we're going to do in the next step. Okay, so I'm pointing out to the 6 brackets that we have on our wreath. If you decide to use a bigger wreath, you may have more. But what we're going to do is we are going to find those brackets, and we are going to add, at this point I just got my pipe or my zip ties out, not pipe cleaners, and we're going to put another curl here. Okay, but this particular one, the curl is going to go the different direction. So make your curl the same way I've showed you to do this whole thing. Okay, but instead of going horizontally, we're going to go vertically, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. But if you just stay patient and watch, I'm going to show you a little close-up of where I want you to put this, because I really want you guys to be able to have the confidence to do this wreath. It was very simple to do. You could do it with any sort of mesh. If you do use a deco mesh, you may want to you might need to have more than 2 rolls of mesh. It just depends on how much coverage it gives you. Poly burlap gives you a little bit more coverage, and that's why I really like it. So we're going to just do this again, and then we are going to work on our bow. But this was so pretty, and there'll be spots where you'll have 2 yellows together or 2 peaches together, but I wanted to just kind of fill the areas. Now, if you don't feel like you need it, don't worry about it, okay? But we're just going to put 6 more of these around. It's now to the bow. All right, so we're going to make a bow, and we're going to do like these curly edges, and I'm going to go a little bit faster in this tutorial here. We're using the Pro Bow 4-in-1, and I really like it. So you're going to start off with the tail, and you're going to twist it, and you're going to make sure that the bad side is showing up, and then you're going to gather it, and I like to twist it before I put it down on the bow maker. So we're basically going 7 inches on each side, okay? And so we're going to do 3 and 3. Actually, I think this is 6 inches. I need to change that. This is 6 inches. Yep, it's 6 inches. That's okay. But I had all this ribbon available, and what I wanted to do was use it. I had used it on another project. And again, you can get all this ribbon, and I will link it. Most of it came from the Wreath Shop. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to go do the same 6 inches again, and we're going to do the same thing we did with the yellow. We're going to do with the peach polka dot ribbon. So this is just really easy. I really love how I will show you how to kind of twirl the edges at the bottom where the tails are. So 3 and 3 doing the same exact thing, and then once you have 3 on each side, you're going to cut the tail and start adding the second roll of ribbon, or the third roll. Now listen here, if you are bow challenged, be bow challenged no more, because I have bow videos, and I can teach you how to do it by hand or with the bow, all these bow makers. Okay, so these are 5 inches, so we're going to do 2 loops at 5 inches on each side, gather and twist, and then you put it between the 2 dowels. It's pretty simple, pretty basic, and I love the way this bow turns out. And then we're going to add one final ribbon, which was the yellow polka dot, and we're going to do 2 loops, and we're going to do these at 4 inches. And so 2 loops on each side, and it's pretty simple. So if you've never had a bow maker, this is a good first time out bow maker. There's so many different things you can do with this one, and it just makes making a bow so easy. I really do love it. So we're going to cut off our tail, and then we're going to grab that piece of wire that we brought at the very beginning in between the 2 pieces, and then I just kind of pull it down and take it off of the bow maker, and then we're going to pull it on the back and twist it. So at this point, I'm going to start fluffing the bow, even though I don't really need to fluff it at this point, because honestly, we're going to get it on the wreath and it's going to get smushed. So if you want to skip this part, skip it. But if you're just trying to make a bow for something else, this is generally what I do is fluff it. So we're going to take our wreath. We're going to find a spot that we want to put it on. But before I do that, I decided I'm going to hide all these little pipe cleaners. Some I cut, some I just kind of hid within the wreath itself, because I decided not to add any extra ribbon. So we're going to put this on. I'm going to find a spot, and then I'm going to flip it over and show you how that I tied it on. Now, I wanted to make sure that these 2 wires went underneath that third wire on this frame. So then you're going to just twist it, and I just run the wires back through the frame, and this is why fluffing the bow at the beginning was kind of useless. Now, you can see me, I'm twisting it because I want it at the 12 o'clock position. You could put this at the 6 o'clock position and have all your bows coming down off of the wreath. It's really up to you. This is where I should have fluffed the bow, and yeah, this is why I say sometimes I do things and I'm like, well, that was for nothing, but that's okay. We live and we learn, right? And nothing can be perfect. I really want to stress that with you. You have to try. Don't look at this video and say, oh, I could never make this. You can do this. I really want to encourage you. And you know what? We do this once a month in Julie's Crafting Boutique. If you have not heard about Julie's Crafting Boutique, that is a special group that I have for my fans from YouTube and Facebook. And these are people who really want more hands-on learning from me. So it is a subscription group. I know it's not for everybody, and if it's not for you, that's okay. It really is okay. But if you want to join, make sure you look in the description box below, and I would love to have you. We work on a new project every month. We do at least 2 lives, and we learn how to craft together, and I take my time. So this is where we're going to learn how to make these ribbon curls a little bit. At least this is the way I'm doing it. So I got these dowels from Dollar Tree, and I've had them for quite a while, so I just got one out. And you're just going to cut your ribbon at an angle, and then you're just going to start rolling it on, not too tightly, okay? So then you're going to take out the dowel, and I haven't loosened that other one up yet, but I will. And so I'm just going to do the same thing. There is no right or wrong. There is no certain direction for me, okay? I'm not looking at this as I've got to be very particular. So it's just a new thing that you can try. If you put this outside and it's really, what would we call it? Windy because of the weather. What you could do is you could spray this with some clear matte Rust-Oleum spray, and that might help keep its curl a little bit. So you're just going to do this to all the different ribbons. This is why I took the tails and I went back onto the bow so that we could work from the bottom layers of ribbon that we worked with on the bow maker. And then I'm going to show you how I do this pretty fast because I don't want you to watch paint dry. Okay, so this is where you could start putting whatever decor you wanted. Now, I am using this bush that I got from the spring bush from Michael's, and I just took a few of the pieces together, and I took a pipe cleaner and I wrapped it around and twisted it, and then I used that pipe cleaner to help hold it, attach it to the actual wreath form. Off to the sides. If this isn't your thing, don't just leave it off. But I just thought this was just like a little cute touch. And listen, did you know I give these wreaths away? So I will be giving this wreath away to one of you. Now, how do you get to get one of these wreaths? It's really simple. I have an email list. It's down in the description below. What's nice about being on my email list is that we send out a video or an email, not a video, an email when we put out a new video on YouTube. So that way you know when we're doing a new video, okay? But that's how you get to enter with being on that email list. You'll get to register that way. So we're going to do this on both sides of the bow, and then I took a few pieces that I thought could add a little bit, and I just glued these in to where the previous greenery had been, because there was already something there, and I thought, oh, I'll just add a little bit extra. And just like that, we're done. We have this beautiful wreath. We have a new technique. I want to see you guys make these. If you're not in my free Facebook group called Julie's Wreath Boutique, the official group, I will leave the link below. Make sure you do join it, and that's how you share the pictures of your beautiful wreaths. So guys, I appreciate you watching tonight. If you made it this far in the video, number 1, thanks for watching. Number 2, make sure to subscribe. And number 3, leave me a yellow heart in the comments if you watch the whole thing. So we'll see you next week at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday night. Have a great week and happy crafting.